Would Gerald Bent please come up on the stage? Gerald Bent is J. Garfield MacDonald's nephew. Garfield MacDonald is long overdue as a member of the Nova Scotia Sport Heritage Centre Hall of Fame. Part of the reason he's not been admitted before lies with the modesty he exhibited throughout his life. In 1908, he won an Olympic medal, but the only time he ever mentioned that to his family was on one occasion when he told his son that he'd bought his mom's engagement ring in London, England. Despite his great accomplishments, his very modesty made it difficult to research his athletic career. He was born in Lower South River, Nova Scotia, on August 8, 1881, of Scottish ancestry. He was reared with his 7 brothers and sisters until it was decided that he should move into town with an aunt so that he could attend high school. It was there that he was introduced to track and field. A humorous thing happened when MacDonald married Alice Bent on September 15, 1908. When they got on the train to leave for their honeymoon, all the people who'd attended the church service saw them to the train station. Perry, the famous explorer, was on the train. When he saw the crowd, he naturally assumed it was in his honor. He spent the whole stop waving out the window to a crowd of people who only found out later who he was. MacDonald studied dentistry at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. Then he returned home to practice until the Depression drove him back to the States. Like Earl Ryan, he was a natural athlete and seemed to excel in all he undertook. He was a Nova Scotian men's doubles champ in 1910, after which he and his partner went on to win the Maritimes in tennis. In 1915, he won the Chester Open tennis tournament, and in 1920 was once again the Maritime doubles champion. He, like Ryan, played golf, and he, like Ryan, was good at it. He won mixed foursomes in 24 and 34 and 36. He won some Scotch foursomes, some novelty tournaments, some club championships, and the Southern Dental Society tournament on a couple of occasions. When he was diagnosed with leukemia in his 70th year, he played right through the last summer of his life. He died on November 6, 1951. As a relatively untrained athlete, Garfield MacDonald managed in 1907 to win provincial titles in the running high jump, the running long jump, and the pole vault. In 1908, he won the 2 jumps once again, lost the pole vault, but added the hop, step, and jump to his provincial victories. It was this latter event which was to bring him fame in the sporting world. He, too, like Ryan, was a frequent aggregate winner because he was capable in so many events. He even won the 16-pound shot put on several occasions in the few years leading up to the 1908 Olympics. Most of his trophies were on display in a new Glasgow store window when the store burned to the ground. Nonetheless, the ones which were left were certainly impressive. In 1908, Garfield won the right to represent Canada in the hop, step, and jump in London, England. Since he was there, he took part in the high jump as well. Though his form was said to be atrocious, he managed to clear 5 feet 8 inches before missing. An interesting pamphlet from the Olympics describes in detail the rules for his major event. Quote, "The competitor shall first land with the same foot with which he had taken off. The reverse foot shall be used for the second landing, and both feet shall be used for the third." Canada won one gold medal in the 1908 Games, 1 silver, and 5 bronze. What you're looking at actually is a picture of the 1908 Canadian track team. It's the first time we ever sent a team to the Olympics, and on the lower right is Garfield MacDonald. He's called vice president of that team. The famous Bobby Kerr was Canada's lone gold medal winner in the 200, although he was very disappointed at winning only the bronze in the 100, an event in which he was the heavy favorite. Canada's only silver medal was won by our own Garfield MacDonald. His jump of 48 feet 5 1/4 inches was 6 inches short of the gold medal triple jump of J.E. O'Hearn of the UK. The Morning Chronicle of August 13, 1908 describes his return to New Glasgow. It helps explain why it's so difficult to get more details about his fantastic accomplishments. It describes how MacDonald slipped home quietly on Friday. There was no fanfare, primarily because he wasn't expected home until Saturday. He did receive, said the write-up, a very fine medal and a diploma for winning second in the hop, step, and jump. So much for the celebration of Nova Scotia's only silver medal winner ever. Tonight we honor the memory of a quiet, modest, truly amateur athlete, Dr. Garfield MacDonald.
Pleased to call on Clary Potts from the selection committee representing the Highland region. Clary. Gerald, your uncle was a very private man, but how aware were you of his accomplishments?
How aware? Well, I wasn't born when he was accomplishing a lot of these things. I knew him as quite a golfer. In fact, he used to wake me sometimes early in the morning to drive him to the golf club at Abercrombie. But he was not only a great athlete, he was just a great all-around man, all-around athlete and all-around man, a humorist and real lovable fellow.
Did he have time to talk about his accomplishments, or was that something not done?
He was very modest about that. Seldom ever talked about it, just joked, if anything, but he was fine about it.
Was there an event, or was there something which he was particularly fond of?
Well, in the later years when I was old enough to know him, it was pretty well golf all the time then. He was very... I think he actually broke the Abercrombie Golf Club record. I believe it was 9 holes then when he was in his 60s. And every year, oh, not every year, but quite often he came home different years, and that's where he headed.
He was so successful in so many different sports, but was there one which he was particularly fond of, which was close to his heart?
Well, in those days, I think it was track and field, especially track and field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Nova Scotia Sports Hall of Fame, Garfield MacDonald.